One thing that I think is interesting is we think about these early adopters and just kind of want to backtrack a little bit on, we're talking about target audiences and the ideal client avatar, especially as it relates to early adopters. Sometimes we can make the mistake of idealizing these, what we call thought leaders, and assuming that they're necessarily the best and the most important people that we need to have in our camp. One of the things that's interesting in this digital world is there's new cropping of important people called digital thought leaders. Can you share with the audience here about what you see as being potentially the disparity? They may be the same people, but maybe not. What have you noticed as being the difference between the traditional, in-person meeting type of thought leader versus these new digital thought leaders that perhaps nobody knows who they are?
Yeah, the way I would describe that is a micro influencer, right? So it's not necessarily about them having, 10,000 or 100,000 or even 1 million followers or fans, but it's more about being able to have trust and credibility within a smaller audience. And I think that we'll find that there's people like yourself that have been leading the way and doing this even before COVID was taking place, right? This is not necessarily something that we're doing just because of COVID, but it's something about our DNA and who we believe and how we're going to engage with the world. And I think that, you might have the best keynote speaker at the Oomty Oomp conference, last year, and they might not transition so well in a virtual media. And then you can have other people that come alive behind a video camera and really can engage thousands and hundreds of thousands of people in a really unique way that maybe they couldn't on stage in person at a keynote. So I think staying open-minded in really creating the mix. I mean, it's great to have someone that it has a big name. One of the things that I find interesting in healthcare when we're talking about influencers is there's sometimes people that are like the big names, especially in healthcare, where they might be real traditional. And so they might have a social media account, but they might not be doing a whole lot with it. And so they might have a really big brand behind their name, but they might not be the best influencer when it comes to like spreading the word and kind of pushing out that new media that maybe you're creating with them.